Hi, this is Becky. I'm giving you 3 seconds to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all my other social media platforms. 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, welcome back to Talk With Becky. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is a place that I believe that we intend to have conversations that will inspire, challenge, and help you to be better. And the next episodes, I will have different people that will sit next to me that are going to talk about things that they've been through. Today, I have Daniel. Daniel, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much. I'm super humble. Thank you very much for having me.
You are welcome. You're welcome. I remember that the first time, or rather, when we were talking about Talk with Becky, and I remember I asked Daniel, if I were to invite you on Talk with Becky, what would you talk about? And the first thing he said was trauma, and I was like, what happened? Why trauma? So can we get there? Can we just start from there? Why trauma?
Okay. So 62% of the suicidal cases that happen in the United States alone, they come from households of single mothers. So which means fatherlessness is a very big issue, and it's a very big traumatic issue.
Okay.
That really has to be dealt with. And the other thing is South Africa on its own has got higher number of cases of rape cases.
Okay.
So the higher the number of cases, this particularly means that a lot of people have been traumatized by this event. Not only the victims, but the parents of the victims and their loved ones.
Yes.
Also, here in Zambia, we had a series of child defilement.
Okay, yeah.
So that on its own, those children being defiled is a trauma of its own. And also, when we look at the number of divorce cases that we have currently in Zambia, so the couples that split are both traumatized, and if there are children in play as well, it means they're both traumatized as well. So this is the reason why it's something that has to be talked about, because society is in dysfunction at this very moment. Hence, we have to talk about it in order for us to come back to the environment of healing and healthiness.
Wow. No, thank you so much. You're really right about the lot of things that is going on in Zambia, or the world at large, really. And we can't deny the fact that people are left with a scar or a wound, because some people are not really dealing with the things that they're going through. Okay, no, thank you, Daniel. Thank you. So maybe I could want to also find out, on your personal level, have you ever had any experience that was traumatic, if you think about?
Yes.
Okay.
I really had that
Okay.
experience.
Are you comfortable to share with the audience?
Yeah, to some extent, I'm very much comfortable sharing with them, because I want someone to find healing despite of what they went through. So, to take you back, I grew up in a home where mom was very calm.
Okay.
Calm like I am, very peaceful, very loving, and very soft.
Okay.
On the other hand, my father was someone that was loud, jovial, and he was extroverted, very much outgoing, and very much business-minded man.
Okay.
But he only had one problem. I remember that was like by age 5, when his drinking habits increased.
Okay.
Which led him to become a father that was not present like the way he was when he was just like a year old. So that thing of him not being present when I needed him the most was the traumatic experience that I encountered.
Okay.
A lot of people think in order for someone to like be traumatized, you need to hit them with a baseball bat. But really, that's not it. You can be traumatized as a child just by not being seen, not being heard, because these things are essential to us, being seen and being heard. So for me, him being caught in his own addictions of alcohol and not being present when I needed him the most, that sort of like became the trauma for me.
Oh, wow. So how did that affect you? How did it impact you? And also you can add to that, did you ever tell someone maybe while you're still younger or now that you're older, did you ever talk to someone about it?
You know, those days back, mental health awareness was not something that's as big as the way it is now. Because right now we're sort of like in a decade of mental health awareness. But during those days when I was a child, it was not something that I felt like, okay, this is trauma that I'm going through, until very recent. So yes, for the fact is I really did talk to someone. I remember that was pastor that I talked to, but I just never went into depth. What was your other question again?
My other question was, how did it affect you? Like as a man, as a young man, how did that affect you, knowing that your father wasn't there and it left like some stuff, like, I don't know, feeling not seen, as you had mentioned?
Okay. So I started searching for validation from the outside world, and my confidence level was something else that I would not even want to talk about on a much greater level, because it really had me in a place where I felt like, I was behaving like someone that is in isolation, even when I'm present in other people's lives. So it really led me to isolate myself, and it really did damage to my self-esteem. So, like in terms of seeking validation from others, I always thought like, maybe if I do this, maybe if I act this way, I'm gonna gain recognition when in everything, the only thing that was just missing was just me accepting myself. But because of the events that occurred in my life, that's what led to me having low confidence, low self-esteem, and not just being myself, but trying to perform so that I could get loved by the majority.
Wow. So, Daniel, in your view, can unresolved trauma damage someone's intimacy or connection with God, and like relationship with friends, and also even like they said, boyfriend and girlfriend, marriage and whatnot? Like, just in your view, do you think it can damage someone's relationship?
Most definitely. That is one thing that's for sure. Because when you come from a broken home, right? It's very hard for you to recognize love, because it's not something that was part of your template growing up. You grew up in chaos. But if you grew up in a home where there was much love, much caring, much tenderness, it would be very easy for you to recognize it when it comes knocking on your door. And trauma is like a violation of relationships. It violates the relationship you have with yourself, the relationships you have with other people, and just the relationship you have with God himself. And hence, you can only show up to other people, to your spouse, to your friend, to your mothers, or anyone in society at the level that you are only able to show up for yourself. So if you can't show up for yourself in a way that is kind, patient, loving, and caring, you will not in any way show up for your spouse, your partner, or anyone in play in a way that is loving and caring. And when it comes to intimacy, for us guys, we normally think intimacy has got something to do with love making alone. But for me, intimacy is something that is very, very much big. So there is what I call the spiritual intimacy, there is what I call physical intimacy, and then there's what I call physical intimacy without the love making, and then the intimacy with love making. But if you grew up in a home where there was no, tenderness, where when you fall down, they pick you up and they soothe you, it would be very hard for you to get intimate with someone, because you don't know how to be soothed, and you don't recognize how to soothe someone when they are hurt. Okay,
you're talking and I'm like, Becky. I'm thinking about my own childhood now. I'm like, what? Okay. There's so many things that are definitely resonating with me, because I definitely know what you're talking about. There's so many things that I had to unlearn because of maybe, yes, some things that I also went through, and it just speaks volume, like understanding like it's okay to be gentle and just to be tender and just to be soft. It's okay. There's no need for you to be, tough all the time. I guess that it might be a traumatic experience that is causing that. All right, thank you so much, Daniel. Let me get to the next question. What would you say to someone who is currently on a journey of healing and learning to let go of painful, experiences because of their past or their traumatic experience?
Okay, so the first thing is healing is a practice. It's not something that happens in a singular event. It's something that you continuously have to put into practice. And along the journey of practicing your healing, remember to be kind to yourself, because you are mostly going to feel out of place sometimes.
Yeah.
You're going to feel devastated. Sometimes you might even want to rush the process of healing, but you don't have to rush it. You just need to feel the pain. And so that's the first point. The second point I would bring in is vulnerability, right? Vulnerability comes from the Latin word vulnerare, to wound. So it means to be wounded or to be attacked. So if you want to find healing, you need to let go of all your defenses, such as being right, and just allow someone to come in with the truth and just wound you with the truth, because that's what is going to bring about healing. And one thing that I've always told people is vulnerability is the birthplace of everything we are hungry for. Faith, love, healing, growth, change, and creativity, just to say it all.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what you remember you talked about how that impacted you, like your experience when you were younger.
Yes.
What did you do, to be better? Because I can tell the way you're talking, it's like, okay, you're in a better place. You are in a better place now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a process. You continuously putting.
But what are some of the things that you did? I know that you mentioned that you talked to someone.
Yes.
Is that something that was part of your healing journey?
Yes. It's almost as if communication is key, and communication sort of like brings this sense of freedom and healing in our lives when we are just communicating our authentic selves. There is a certain level of dimension that moves when you just communicate when you communicate your pain. And so for me, the thing that brought about healing in my life was communicating the authentic me. Me being authentic and saying, I'm hurt by this, or this thing is causing me to feel some type of way because it's a wound that I'm reacting to whenever I get triggered. So yes, communication. And secondly, like I said, it's vulnerability. Just allowing someone to come in with the truth and say, this, no. You are going to feel hurt by it. You're going to feel like they just don't understand.
Yeah.
But the fact is that you just have to take it in and say, okay, what can I do to better this? And for me, this has always been something that has always guided me, not only just in the area of healing, but in relationships in general.
Wow, thank you so much. Hit you with the, what did you say?
Hit you with the truth.
Hit you with the truth. Something that we don't really like to hear. Like someone telling you, that
this generation.
You just don't like my truth. You just don't like me as a person. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Daniel. Let me see if I have any other thing that I would like for you to share, because you've said so many things already, and I don't want to start, becoming vulnerable here and start sobbing. You know what I mean? So I will ask you if you have any final words that you want to tell to someone out there who is going through a lot of things and they have this traumatic experience, because sometimes we react out of trigger. What would you tell that person? Like, okay, that as your last words, and just to encourage them and challenge them, really.
Okay. So in the ancient Gospels, in the non-canonical Gospels, that is the Gospels of Thomas, Jesus Christ said something very profound. He said, what you shall bring out of you will save you, and what you shall not bring out of you will destroy you. So it goes back to what I just mentioned, vulnerability. So when you communicate the most vulnerable parts of you, the authentic part of you and what you've just been through as a being, if you're walking into the journey of healing, or you're just someone that wants to start walking into the journey of healing, when you just communicate that part of you and be willing to be told the truth so that you can find healing, that's a superpower. So that's the first point. So you communicate the authentic you and just be vulnerable. Vulnerability is the birthplace of everything we're hungry for, just like I made mention. Healing, faith, love, and growth. And the second thing is scripture tells us in the book of 1 Peter 5:7, it says, cast your worries unto him, for he cares for you. Hence, if you cast your traumas, you cast your worries, your troubles, your emotional wounds or psychological wounds, he's gonna come into play and he's gonna heal you. Again, scripture also tells us in Psalms 147 verse 3 that he heals the brokenhearted and he binds up their wounds. So if you pray for God to heal you, he is going to heal you, most definitely. And the other thing, to someone that is supporting an individual that has been traumatized, the best thing you can do is empathy. I always say humanity will never exist outside empathy. So you just need to be empathetic to the individual that's walking in trauma and is just trying to find healing. Sometimes this person is gonna cause you to feel some type of way, like, why don't they heal? Why don't they heal? Like, don't try to rush the process of their healing. Healing is a journey and it's a practice. So be patient with them and be kind to them. So this is the final words that I'll tell someone that is going through the journey of healing or that wants to start the journey of healing. And lastly, love yourself,
Love yourself.
and just love yourself. Self-love is a healer. It's healing on its own. If you focus on what you've been through than where you are going, you are always going to find yourself going back to what you've been through. But when you focus to a place that is of honey, milk and sugar, the promised land, surely self-love is going to soothe you. It's going to heal you. So yes, just love yourself despite your flaws, but that's not an excuse of you not.
Thank you.
Love yourself.
Thank you. No, thank you so very, very much. I mean, guys, trauma. I know that all of us probably have something that when we think about, it's like, hey guys, was it me? Was I? Anyway, it's hard. It's not easy. However, I think Daniel did exhaust a lot of good points. Communication, be vulnerable, have a community, talk to God about it because he cares. He really, really does. And I always go back to David whenever I am going through things and I just tell God things the way they are. Like, Lord, this is how it is. And I'm really upset. I'm really sad. I'm really angry or frustrated because what is the point of me hiding from God? It doesn't make sense. So even when you're dealing with trauma, just be honest. Be honest with God, be honest with yourself, and be honest with those that are around you that are trying to help you. Allow them to hit you with the truth, okay? Allow them to hit you with the truth. Again, I'm so grateful to Daniel for just being here and sharing his experience. I hope that you were able to get one or two things from his experience and what he was able to share, because I did, and I can't wait to just be practical about it, because there's so many things that he said that I'm like, okay, that is why Becky. Okay, so thank you so much again for joining us. And thank you for just tuning in, sharing the videos, and subscribing to my YouTube channel, and always just being here. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy.
You are welcome, and I'm glad that you're here. Maybe we might call you again, because it seems you have so many information that I'm really, really interested in.
Well, looking forward to that.
All right, thank you. Guys, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Until next time, this has been Talk with Becky. Bye.